So there are still some seats over here if those of you who are standing want to grab a seat. Appreciate everybody being prompt this morning when I pulled in. Apparently our efforts to make sure everybody were here ahead of 8 o'clock worked because there were no parking spaces left. For those of you in the office, the people in the field do this much earlier every day. They start their day pretty early. So thanks for being here. We are really excited to have you learn a little bit more about what our plans are for 2017. We're going to bring you up to speed on what happened in 16. And we've got the team that put this together really has a nice outline for today. So I hope you feel at the end of the day this was a good investment of your time and that you got information out of it and you're better connected with where we're trying to go. So we're going to start the meeting with the same video that we watched last year. So those of you who were here, there's 61 of you that were not, so this will be new. But we've got a little different twist on it. So if you want to go ahead and start the video.
Dying in your beds, many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
I know some of you had a little difficulty hearing that. Sorry, we thought we had the technical glitch worked out. But so last year we watched the video, that's Braveheart, and we felt that we had assembled a heck of a team. We thought we had a pretty good mission, and the goal for 2016 was don't fall off the horse. We had a lot of good things going on, and what we didn't want to do was end up face first in the turf. This year, the reason I wanted you to watch that video again, we think we have an even better team. We think we have an even better mission for what we're going after. And I'd like to tie what you just saw a little bit to what we're doing with Optic. Optic is the core values that when we leave this, you're going to do some things on. So open, one of the lines in here is fight and you may die, run and you will live for a while. That's pretty open to a group of people that are standing there, and he's asking them to enter into the fight. Passion, obviously there was a lot of passion in the way that was delivered and what the message was. From a team standpoint, he said that this is our Army. They had drawn the finest people, and I think that applies to us. The I for integrity, fight as free men, and the C, which is customer-centric, it was Sons of Scotland, one chance to tell England, you can never take our freedom. So I look at this video and the connectivity to what we're trying to do. It's a war. Like it or not, there's a phone book full of construction companies that want to take our place. They are not happy about our success. They are not happy about what we do well, and they would like nothing more than for us to fail. And if we don't act as a team, if we don't stay focused on what the objective is, they'll succeed. And we don't want that. So I want to quickly walk you through 2016. There's lots of rumors. I will tell you 2016 ended up being only 60% of the profit that we had expected. We were 25% less on the top line for the sales. That's still not a bad year for our competitors, but it wasn't the goal that we had set out. We hired 61 new people. We have a totally different team, or we have a totally enhanced team than what we had before. And we've made a lot of strides in coming forward with our culture and on the execution side of things. So as we go into 2017, you're going to find that we have a lot of focus on execution. We have to take processes that we've developed, things that we learned in 2016, like who's signing off on what in an estimate, who owns what part of that estimate so that we don't have problems. We had several projects that lost money. Not a fun thing to do. Not a fun thing for the people that are on those projects to have to be involved in. So we're working on not having that happen so that we can have more success on the projects that we actually win. In 2017, our forecast is to do $500 million worth of work. That's work put in place. In 2016, our forecast was to do $300 million. We ended up doing $225. So some of that is because projects slid a little bit. For instance, the 925 project in Cleveland didn't start when we thought it was. We now think we're on the cusp of that project starting. And we'll look at that. And we also, when we started, we thought that in 16, we thought that the Considine building was going to start. That is actually starting now. So we didn't lose the work. It just got pushed back a few quarters, and it's still going to be captured by what we're doing. So I want to run you through some of the highlights of the projects that we're going to be completing or that we're chasing and working on. So in Akron, we've got the Football Hall of Fame, major hotel. This will be one of the nicest hotels in this part of the country and a center of excellence. We have Akron Children's Hospital, Considine Building 2 that we're starting. Our top pursuits are the Akron Landmark Building. We have Stark State starting, Woodridge starting, and we've got East End Development. That's the old Goodyear headquarters that we're going to be doing offices in. We had a meeting on Wednesday of this week with IRG on that. And then Summa Health has some projects, and maybe one of the projects that we lost may be back up for grabs now that their CEO's gone. So we'll see how that works out. In Cleveland, we have the 925 building. That's a $300 million project. A little over 200 and some million in actual construction costs that's going to go on in that building, 1.4 million square feet. And then we have the Cleveland Athletic Club. We're working in pre-construction on that and working on getting the financing finalized so we can get it started. The top pursuits in Cleveland are Sherwin-Williams corporate headquarters. We don't know what they're going to do, whether they're going to remodel, new, some combination, but we're in conversation with them. And Metro Health, which is a $250 million project. In Columbus, we have the Pavey Square project, which is a student housing project right on the edge of the university campus. And the pre-construction team and John Hartman are pushing to get that budget in line so we can get it started. And then the Cap City Hotel, which is a project that we thought we were going to start last year. It had budget issues, and we're very optimistic it's going to start now. We're chasing work with Huntington and Ohio State. Ohio State's got a big expansion going to happen in Mansfield, and we think we're close to that and have a very good shot at it. Welty Testa, this represents almost $270 million worth of backlog for us. So we've got Streetsboro, there's a $33 million town center, fire station, city hall, library, offices for the schools, wellness center. And then First in Main is a project, it was the first project we won together with Testa after the merger last year, and I think it was the day before the company meeting last year was when we did the merger with Testa. So we're 1 year under our belt with them, and we're hitting on all cylinders with the work and the pursuits that we have. Cascade Plaza, we're looking at taking the old Holiday Inn there and converting it. Don't know exactly whether it's going to be housing or a hotel, what it's going to be, but we're working with them on that. And then we have 2 hotels that we're looking at with a developer out in New York. First Energy, or the energy business for us. A year ago, the energy business was a pipe dream. We were hoping that we were going to take our lean approach to project management and be able to apply it to the utilities world and do transmission and distribution projects. We completed over $30 million in work last year, and we have $75 million worth of work in this business this year that we're going to do. We have clients like AEP, Duke Energy, and First Energy that we're working with. We have a really talented executive out of Houston that we're bringing in on Monday to interview that we think can really help us in that group open some other doors. He's got relationships with 3 other utilities that we'll be able to hopefully sell our services to there. So my message today, that reconnects us, and one of the things that you're going to have the opportunity, there will be a town hall meeting like we've done before, where we're going to break into 2 groups, and you'll have the opportunity to ask me anything, and I hopefully will be able to give you answers that satisfy you. So if this inspired questions, write them down. Hopefully when we come back up here for the town hall portion of the meeting, you'll have questions. We're happy to answer them for you. So I want to walk you through, this is my vision for 2017. It's these 5 A's. It's aspire. So what's our vision? It's assess. Are we ready for change? What do we need to do to handle the change that's going on? Architect, which is for the design of our plan. Act is what we're going to do, and then advance. And I'll walk you through these fairly quickly. So you've all seen the mission statement. You've all seen the vision statement. I put this graphic in here. It really starts with great people. The foundation of anything we do has to be people. Without that, nothing is going to happen. So great people don't just happen. We have to attract them. Great people don't get great without being supported, trained, given the mission that we want them on. So we want to have the right partners being the right architects, the right clients, the right owners, the right joint venture partners. It's really important to us to get to a sustainable company. So what's in this for you? As we grow, we can provide better training. We can connect you with projects that are more fun, more inspiring, more rewarding to be a part of. We can make success more predictable. So it is very important that we get the right people and the right partners so that we can, as a team, be a sustainable company. So we've talked a lot about the horizontal integration, which is my vision for the company. We talk about there's vertical integration, which is when you take something out of the ground, you improve it, you manufacture it, you incorporate it, and you sell it. That's a vertical integration. We're talking about horizontal integration, and horizontal for us is that we have a relationship with a client, because at the end of the day, we're in a people business. We sell to people based on relationships. And as we develop that relationship with that client, we don't want to just build a building for them and then not have something to do for 5 years or 10 years, because by the time that project's over, whoever was making the decisions has changed. We have to develop a new relationship. Well, we want to maintain that relationship and add value to our clients over a long period of time. So we have the insight, which is helping with economic development, Then we have facility services, which is maintaining their buildings and doing the small projects. We have E4B, providing furniture and creating high-performance workspace. We have the Welty companies, whether it's Welty, Ohio, or Welty, Houston. We have the energy business, and then Testa. So we've got a lot of cylinders that we're operating on to make sure that we are maintaining that relationship over a long period of time. We've been doubling our business just about every 5 years. We are now going to double our business in 1 year. So thus the message last year, don't fall off the horse. We've got a lot that's going to happen. If you thought it was moving fast last year, it's going to move even faster this year. So this is the chart that we put up last year when we set the target to be at $1 billion. And you'll notice that we had set a goal for 2017 last year. We thought we would be at $400 million this year. We blow that up. You'll see that instead of being at 300 last year, we were at 225. And instead of being at 400 in 2017, we think we can get to 500 million for this year. So we're on track for what we wanted to do to get to the $1 billion, and things are moving the right direction. This is how we think we're going to get there. This just breaks it down by division. I don't want you to think that we just pulled a number out of the air and said, well, we're going to get to $1 billion. No, we have lots of cylinders. We have lots of operating groups that have the ability to contribute to what we're doing. We've set goals for them in each of the next 4 years to be able to get there. You'll see we have $49 million of unidentified growth. A year ago, we didn't have an energy business. For us to make up 49 million of the billion in 4 years, we think is completely within our realm, given our ability to create businesses and be entrepreneurial. So we then look at assess what is our change readiness. And what I will tell you is that we learned a lot in 2017 or 16 about whether we were ready, what we needed to do to be able to accomplish what we set out for. And it is important that we know the facts. 30% of large organizations do not succeed in change. They put a plan in place and it fails. Only 1 in 3 of a plan like ours would actually succeed. We spent a lot of time studying that. Why? Why do they fail? Well, they fail, in my opinion, because they don't have clear goals. They have not connected the people with what the goal is and how they can help. As you'll see there, 51% of people in an organization don't think they understand how they can help make the goal work. Shame on the organization for putting a goal out there and not connecting people to it. We want to change that. We feel that we also have to, there's 2 parts to this. It's not just managing the performance. It's not just saying, okay, well, here's our return on investment. Here's the stats for how we're going to meet these goals. Here's how we're doing compared to the goals. We have to concentrate on organizational health. It is absolutely imperative. And organizational health is you. You have to be connected. You have to feel rewarded. You have to be engaged. And how do we do that? And it's a combination of both that's going to make us successful. So we've broken this into 5 pieces, 4 pieces. We start with the mind, and what does that mean? So from our standpoint, we have to create learning. We want to connect you and make sure that you have what you need to be successful. We need to give you work that taps into your creativity so you feel good about it. Your heart. Bill loves this, as I put the word love in there. Look, we have to, as a being, we have to have relationships. You don't come to work to isolate yourself. You come to work to connect with people, to feel connected to what's going on. We need to nurture those relationships. We want to help you create those. You want to be treated fairly, treated kindly. That's on us to do. The body. So live organizational health. You need to be paid fairly. Our success is what's going to allow us to make sure that you have compensation that's commensurate with what we are doing and the success that we have as an organization. Spirit. So we as people really want to know that what we do has meaning, that we are connected to the work, the missions of the clients that we have. And we want to help make sure that that happens as an organization. So if we take both sides of that equation, the performance side and the organizational health side, we think we are going to have a team that is unstoppable. We've spent the last 7 years working on culture. Most of you know Chuck Sarka. A lot of the work that we've done is to make sure that we have an understanding of who you are as an individual so we can connect you to the mission that we have. Make sure we put you in the right place to be successful. Make sure we're giving you work that you're going to find challenging and meaningful. So I'm going to tell you a story. This study has been done hundreds of times. They've validated it, and I'm not saying we are monkeys, but I'm telling you the way this story plays out, you'll understand. So they take 4 monkeys, put it in a cage. They put bananas on a shelf. Monkeys have to climb the ladder to get the bananas. Every time the monkeys try to climb the ladder, they take water and dump it on the monkeys so that they can't come up the ladder. So after several attempts, they just sit at the bottom of the cage with the banana sitting right there, and they won't even make an attempt to go for them. They take one monkey out, put a new monkey in. The new monkey tries to climb the ladder. The 3 other monkeys that had the water dumped on their head pull the monkey off the ladder. You don't do that. We don't climb the ladder. You'll get water dumped on you. Now, they've taken the water away. They've taken the glass of water away. It's not there. So over the course of a week, they replace all 4 monkeys in the cage. None of them have had water dumped on their head trying to climb the ladder to where the bananas are, but none of them will climb the ladder to get there. That's the gravitational pull that we have to get away from. Well, we don't do that. We tried that and it doesn't work. If we don't push past the pulling each other off the ladder as we try to grow, we will be in that 70% of businesses that fail when they try to change. Architect. So you look at the graph on the left, you've got a 225 million. If we were to grow to 300 million, this is an unstable organization. If you look at what it would take to push that shape over, it wouldn't take much force at all to topple an organization that was built like a tower. We're trying to build an organization that is shaped like a pyramid. It's got a bigger base. It won't get pushed over. Winds of change will not affect it. So as we look at how we have to grow, we're not just growing vertically, we're having to grow horizontally to make sure that we've got systems, processes, people. We have the ability to have the foundation to be successful. That's why you're seeing a lot of the development that's going on in the office. What are we on there? So it's on us to have clear goals. It's on us to connect you to what's going on. Sorry about that. Okay. Now we're on to ACT. Many of you have heard us talking about words like traction. You've heard us using words like L10. What does that mean? L10 is actually, it's as simple as, it's how you rate a meeting. Was it worth my time? And did I learn something in that meeting that was going to be meaningful to us? So we're actually rating our meetings to make sure that we are getting to, hopefully, as close to a 10 as possible. So we're going to have a presentation a little later on exactly how we're implementing traction. Some of you have had an opportunity to do that. Some of you have heard about it. We want to connect you to how this is going to connect us with the success of the organization. And then the last is advance. As we go through what we're doing as an organization, as we go through these changes, I'd like you to use the visual of we were a caterpillar, and caterpillars do what? They turn into butterflies, right? We aren't here just to become a bigger, fuzzier caterpillar. We're here to become that butterfly. We have to change the organization. We're going to have to change in such a way that we can't go back to what we were. I know some of you long for the days of, we've got a whole lot of new people. I think 70% of us have not been here for more than 5 years. There's people that remember 20 years ago. We can't be that organization. Most of the organizations that we competed with 20 years ago are out of business. We've had to change, we've had to grow, we've had to modify our approach to be able to maintain our competitive advantage, and that's what we want to do. And we are committed to pushing through. We are going to be a different organization. We are going to change in a way that will not allow us to go back. If we look at just our energy business, in 2010 we did $75 million worth of work. Our energy business alone this year will match what we did in 2010. That's the kind of change. It's kind of like watching a puppy grow. You look at it every day, you don't see anything change. But you look at a picture from 2 months ago, it's like, holy mackerel. Or 6 months, it's like really grown. Well, that's what's kind of happened to us. The change has happened over time. We're probably close to it and don't see it happening. But we're going to have to go through that process of becoming that butterfly so that we can be the organization that we envision that we are going to be. So that's my message, the 5 A's. We think we have a plan. We think that we have the right team to be successful, and we're really glad that you joined into the fight with us to be able to make Welty as successful as we think we can be.